Have we just become desensitized to how weird video games are? I mean, I'm looking at a game called Super Monkey Ball, and I'm not even disturbed.
I don't think that's a good thing.
Cooking mama? That's just gross. Why do we want to cook mama? Loco Roco, I'm pretty sure is a satanic chant. But I mean, we see this as all normal. How did we get so desensitized to how weird video games are? My Magic Dog. Another weird sounding game. I mean, whose magic dog is it? Is it my magic dog? I'm the one saying my magic dog. Magic Italian plumbers who eat mushrooms and travel through pipes, a bear with a bird on his back collecting puzzle pieces to stop a witch, a bandicoot riding a polar bear to stop a big giant talking head, and of course a blue hedgehog who runs faster than the speed of sound and eats chili dogs. How is any of this normal to us? Sure, we can say, oh, this is so weird, but no, we don't really get confusingly weirded out by this stuff like we probably did back in the day, because we're used to all of it by now. Also, I'm not talking about the demonic Japanese things that are trending nowadays. Those will always be weird to us. Or I at least hope it will.
Kinda like how you're an adult talking to a cardboard drawing and sometimes make videos called YouTube poops that consist of characters saying sus a million times, and yet somehow people are used to that?
Sus. Well, then there's you. I mean, you're a walking, talking, floating hedgehog who was taken back in time by a city hobo to kill a blue hedgehog, which would potentially change your future.
Okay, yes, we all know Sonic 06 existed, but you can't just keep using it in every stinking video. It's too much of a wild card in any situation.
But I see those weird things as a compliment. In my opinion, if someone can make something so weird seem so normal, then props to them. The weirder the better. I mean, when it comes to video games, you weirdo.
You need to stop using my cardboardness as a wild card too.
Sonic Colors is seen as Sonic's rise from the pits of darkness after the era of Sonic 06, or the 4Kids era as I like to call it. Sega needed to make some big changes to their gameplay and design to get Sonic back on track. But they also decided, hey, while we're at it, why not change Sonic himself? What do kids like? Pop culture? We'll make Sonic Katy Perry and then be on our way. Because of this game's new style for Sonic himself, the series seemed like it was trying to become more normal and modern and less wacky and unusual. We all know all that crud about how the gameplay is good and stuff in Sonic Colors, and I mean, yeah, it's true. You know it, I know it, heck, even Cardboard Silver knows it. So for starters, let's just look at the cutscenes, which is where modern hip Sonic comes into play. Now guys, I might be alone on this one, but I personally don't like the modernized, hip Sonic style, as opposed to the really ridiculous, over-the-top 4Kids voice acting. For me, this new humor is just kind of blah. Each modern phrase that Sonic uses just seems to be a little bit unfitting. I've decided to do most of this video in the style of my classic old old videos, the Let's Watches. We're gonna point out every single little problem and unfitting line that I can think of, just like back in the old days.
You know it was just a few months ago, right? It's not like you're talking about fighting in Vietnam.
You want me to fight Viet you? Did I just break comedy?
That was awful.
I know, just
Did you seriously type that into the script?
Here's the password to my YouTube channel. Please run it and take care of my subscribers nicely. I'm going to go to another planet where my comedy can't hurt anyone.
Welcome to the Silver Show, I guess. We're talking about YouTube's fair use and copyright violations. In today's video, it's no fair use.
The game starts with a modern-style pop song, so I should get mad at it for trying something hip and popular, but the song is just so awesome, and it's actually one of the best Sonic intros, so I'll give the game some slack ahead of time just for that.
I gotta hand it to the Eggster.
The Eggster is one of the many different nicknames given to Eggman now that the new style of script is in play. After the things he's done, such as destroy the world, destroy the world, destroy the world, I think the last thing Sonic should do is call him friendly nicknames, especially since this style will eventually end up going into Sonic Boom, and lead to Eggman and Sonic literally being friends. Yeah, I guess Sonic totally forgot about that time that Eggman held a gun to Amy's head so he'd hand over a Chaos Emerald.
This place is epic. Everyone and their brother is gonna want to come here.
Epic? Everyone and their brother? You say those lines today, and you literally get burned at the stake on the internet. The internet stake.
It would be pretty hard to miss a giant floating space amusement park surrounded by planets.
Tails is voiced by Kate Higgins here, and it's actually probably his best voice since the Sonic movie.
Sonic! Come on, you want to try it out?
Oh, the sinus infection. So I'll give this game some more slack for giving us that.
Still, an evil plot? I don't know.
Tails doesn't think Eggman is up to something? Isn't he supposed to be the smart one?
believe somebody was dumb enough to leave the keys in this thing. It's like Eggman's begging us to sneak in and trash the place.
Oh my gosh, space elevator, unguarded, no one watching for intruders? And it's a park clearly meant for people to come into. Why do they think they snuck in?
Just thinking about it makes my head feel like it wants to... Huh?
Wants to what? Your head wants to what? I'm not sure if they even thought of what to put at the end of that sentence. Explode?
Gotta connect the framostatic capacitor to the maximizing modulationizer.
Like every smart cartoon character, Tails feels the need to say everything he's doing out loud, as if somebody will understand him. But if he's smart, he knows that nobody will understand him, and this is just doing it to show off.
I absorbed those aliens and got powered up with, like, some kind of wild energy.
I find that hard to believe.
Yes, Tails, I agree with you there. Not, you snooty little snoot face. First off, you think Sonic is lying? Really? Second, he just appeared 2 feet in front of you, and the alien came out of his soul, and you just refused to look in that direction for 3 seconds? You didn't look at it on purpose.
Want us to get more? No, I want you to get me a cheeseburger and a shake.
Sega kept Mike Pollock to voice Eggman, who is best pony, so that is the third slack that I'll give this game. Grammar police, be silent.
I'll harness their hyper-go-on power, and then nothing will stop me.
Eggman reveals his own plan to himself so that Sonic can hear him so that he can foil him, and that would never happen in real life.
Well, nobody's looking. I'll hack this phone and rule the internet forever.
Don't do it.
Just tighten this last bolt.
Okay, he's literally just been talking to himself the whole stinking time.
I think it's done. It's in binary code, so only I can read it.
Yet another rude thing Tails did.
Wisps with a W.
Yeah, I'll just stick with aliens if that's okay with everybody.
A Sonic fourth wall joke. Hide your children.
You want to do this the hard way or the easy way?
Eggman took the time to make his evil killer robot look like a pirate ship made of sweets and with its own crew and everything. Alright, awesome.
Who they call Baldy Nosehair.
Baldy Nosehair! I gotta remember that one.
I know, I've already written it down.
Okay, McNosehair is not that great, guys.
Eggman could be anywhere.
Indeed I could, but I'm right here behind this generator.
Did he literally just say that? So now Eggman uses mind control against Tails to make him fight Sonic, which could have actually been a pretty cool boss, or maybe some interesting drama. But then the energy gives out and Tails is back to normal before anything happens, so the entire scene was completely pointless. Then, a couple games later, in Sonic Lost World, the same thing happens. Tails turns into a robot, or Eggman turns him into a robot or something like that, and it looks like he will fight Sonic yet again. Then Tails isn't actually evil, so once again, it was just pointless. Yay. I would say it's just Sega's way of developing the characters by showing that Sonic doesn't want to fight Tails. It shows how good friends they are. Yeah, we know he doesn't want to fight Tails, you Sega you. We know that without the pointless scene. Will he fight Tails? Now that would be the character development part. But nope, we get this scene. Sonic and Tails are friends, but they don't want to fight. Yeah, no shish. So the plot goes on, and Sonic and Tails stop Eggman, and the end. And although this game is presented much better than past installments throughout its history, the dialogue is very different as well. The best way to put it is, it's very modernized. Every line seems natural and more like Sonic and Tails are regular everyday teens. But although that should make the characters better, and maybe it does from a critical standpoint, it just seems unnatural for them, Sonic characters, to speak naturally. It could be because they're such bizarre characters in concept, and I feel that they shouldn't just be humans in animal bodies. I mean, if you want to improve your script, then I fully support that, but for me, this isn't really improving, as much as it is just changing who it appeals to. It's much less serious, and aimed towards more younger gamers. This is fine, things aimed towards younger gamers can be super well done and enjoyable to everyone, but Sonic Colors and Sonic Lost World just felt a little too casual, especially for the series that seems to take itself so seriously in the past. Instead of over-exaggerating, we get more under-exaggerating, giving it a totally different feel. In Sonic Boom the cartoon, this is especially visible to the point where there was no suspense whatsoever. Colors and Lost World, it still has its investment, and it still can be very interesting, but it's hard to create the same excitement as a game like Sonic Adventure 2. Maybe it's just me, but I prefer the old one from Sonic's early 3D games. If I had to label this game's story and cutscenes, then I would have to say it's Sega completely rethinking everything, and honestly, that makes sense, as it's what they do through the whole game. Now, one last thing to say about the story. Why so many food jokes? Seriously, they had 2 running jokes through the whole story. One is that Tails' translator keeps saying the wrong things, and the other is food. And food's funny, I guess. So let's pay tribute to these with a food joke counter.
Cheeseburger and a shake.
Cheeseburgers, y'all want fries with that?
Grab the bite to eat.
Soda, salad, ice cream,
Ice cream, sushi. Sushi.
Bucket of sushi.
the bucket of sushi.
It says somebody ordered an extra large clobbering topped with everything.
So as far as the gameplay, what do you want me to say? It's possibly the best Sonic game since Sonic Adventure 2. It's still got the same 3D racing style, speeding to the goal that we saw in Sonic 06 for Sonic's missions, but what's done differently? Why is it so much better than the past? Well, unlike Sonic 06, it actually works. It's not broken. Sonic's missions in Sonic 06 honestly were broken and glitchy, but really, if they fixed that, it wasn't all that bad. The controls, some say quite a bit, were really touchy, but for me they're just as touchy as in Sonic Adventure. They're both built to alternate between speed and platforming, but they have to keep the same controls for both of those segments, so of course it's going to be a little bit touchy when you're going fast. Sonic Colors solves that issue with the controls by having the speed parts all about speed, enemies, dodging, reflexes, and then taking the slower paced platforming and giving it to the two-dimensional parts of Colors, which control very differently. Although they weren't anything special, they took away from the need for touchy controls in the speed segments. Besides that, the level designs are also smoother in this game compared to past, better paced, and just overall more void of any annoying aspects.
Okay, so here's a good question. What do you prefer? The older 3D Sonic, with its over-the-top voice acting and mostly underwhelming gameplay? Or the new, having the advantage of better gameplay with a more modern appeal?
This is something I ask myself all the time. The best way to figure out what you prefer is to ask yourself if you like Sonic Colors or Sonic Unleashed more. Just for the moment, exclude the Werehog missions from Unleashed and the two-dimensional platforming in Colors. Look at 2 things, the 3D gameplay and the story and voice acting, or overall presentation. Personally, out of the 4Kids 3D Sonic games, which excludes the Sonic Adventure series, Sonic Unleashed did the story, voice acting, and 3D gameplay style best of all other Sonic games of that era, including Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic and the Black Knight, Sonic and the Secret Rings, Sonic 06, and so on. I mean, those games aren't too hard to beat out, but personally, with the way the 3D games and stories were with Unleash, I think sticking with that would have brought Sonic back to being a great series. But after that, he just went on to Sonic Colors, putting an end to the 4Kids era, something that seemed to be shaping up into something good. Now we have a style that I honestly feel unfamiliar with, and as seen in Sonic Boom, causes major changes to appeal and characters. But then we have the gameplay that seems like it knows what it's doing, and something I think won't be hard for Sega to keep doing. True, Sonic Lost World wasn't a big hit, and Sonic Boom failed terribly, but Sega wasn't trying to do more games like Sonic Colors for those 2 installments. When they do, like we saw in Sonic Generations, they can do it very well, and I think that after Sonic Boom blows over, that will be the kind of game that they try to stick with. So what would you rather? Have Sonic be like in the 3D parts of Sonic Unleashed, with a familiar style and pretty good gameplay? Or like Sonic Colors, with a great gameplay but unfamiliar style and a younger aim? Honestly, I'd rather have Unleashed. Gameplay is important, more than any other aspect, but although the gameplay is the main reason I love the Sonic series, the character's lore and overall feel have left a massive imprint on me. I grew up watching Sonic X, and that's how I got introduced into Sonic. Even though the show has some issues, the voice actor, the overdramatic style, and the less modern dialogue was what many of us saw Sonic as Sonic. Sure, people made fun of it, heck, so do I, but seeing it done pretty well in Sonic Unleashed made me feel kinda sad that it was over. You could see that when they took the time to get the acting right, and especially the time to make the gameplay fun, it was something that we had wanted for a long time, and I'm just sad that it had to change so soon. Sonic Colors will most likely be the style that returns Sonic to being a great series, but I'm always going to wonder what Sonic would have been if Sega had just tried making the older style work a few more times. The part that gets me the most is how Sonic Colors is so heavily based after what Unleashed did right. The drift style of 3D gameplay, switching between 2 and 3 dimensions, the story mainly only having Sonic and Tails, and heck, Unleashed even had more humor than past 4Kids Sonic games. All of these were brought over to Sonic Colors, so you knew if Sega kept doing the same style since they seemed to know what worked, it would have most likely been just as good, if not better than Sonic Unleashed. But although that means we could be missing out on what could have been great games, it also means that we could have dodged another Sonic 06. That could have been right around the corner. The phrase, "you never know," goes both ways. So overall, I'm really thankful that we got a game as good as we did with Sonic Colors. I may not prefer your style, Sonic Colors, but you may have saved one of my favorite video game series, and I hold a lot of respect for that. So I guess there's no avoiding it. Things are always going to be changing for the better or for the worse. Or for the Sonic boom, which is pretty much for the worse.
Do you think eventually all series and games will be modernized?
Well, I can't say for sure what the future holds. For every series, era, and segment in time that is updated for reasons of appeal or originality, we'll still always have the strange conceptual classics that began the ever-changing gaming society as we know it today. We'll always have My Magic Dog. Hey, what is up guys? Peter here. Thanks a ton for watching this video all the way to the end. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, let me know why or how I can improve. I also upload videos like this almost every single day, so if you're interested in that kind of a thing, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to get some news updates or just contact me directly, go ahead and check out my Twitter or Facebook page, both located in the description. Thanks again for watching, and I leave you with this music from my channel's music provider, DJ BassFox28. You can find his channel in the description or by clicking the annotation to the left. Have yourselves a wonderful day.